Tables can have many useful functions on a wiki page. With tables, we can display values and their labels, demonstrate relationships between data in a matrix, break up the text flow, or format text in columns. Often, we use tables to show values and their labels in an easy-to-read format. Let's change to edit mode. Place the cursor where you want to insert the table. Click Insert Table in the Editor menu. Choose the number of rows and columns you want to start with and click Done. Then enter your information. Now we can customize the table. I click in the empty row. The Editor menu appears. Here, the labels of the edit symbols show me their purpose. I delete the row. Then I delete the empty columns. I want the first column to be wider. I click in the column. In the menu for additional options, I specify the column width and click Done. Now I merge the two header cells. I click in the first cell and with the Shift key pressed, I click in the second cell. In the menu, I select Merge. Let's enter a heading. I also format the cell background yellow, make the numbers bold, and adjust the square miles. I choose Superscript from the Character Formatting menu. This looks pretty good already. I would like it even better if the table was right aligned with a little padding around the table. If you have a little experience with wikitext, you can manually move the table in source editing mode. Let me show you how. The table starts with a curly bracket. I add the following info to the first line. Style equals, and in quotes, float right, semicolon, margin 0, 0, 20 pixels, 20 pixels. Let's see what this looks like in visual editing mode. The table is right aligned and has a padding of 20 pixels at the bottom and on the left side. The cursor is located in the title area for the table. I don't need it, and so I am going to remove it. For this, I click in a cell and then Properties. In the table Properties, I deactivate the title. Done. If you already have an existing table from another application, you can directly insert it as a CSV file. Simply drag the file onto the page. And here we see some sales figures. I click on Properties to format the table. I activate the title that I will later add above the table. Style shows the table with gray background and cell outlines. Tables can also initially be shown collapsed on a page. This is useful if the table is very long or only contains secondary information related to the flow text. An exportable table shows an export menu on right-click. Let's have a look at a filterable table, since it's a little more complex. So I first activate Filterable. Filterable tables come with their own table style, so the table style set here in the Properties menu won't apply. Done. The table doesn't look any different yet. I add a title. Then I save the page. After saving, I now see the actual filterable table. All users can now sort the table, filter it, and hide columns. I can also create a table with invisible borders. This allows me to display text in a multi-column layout on the page. To demonstrate this, I copy an example into the source code of the page. The table is formatted in the standard wiki table style. I remove the borders by deactivating the property Stylized. Finally, I set the table to be full width. Here I can see that the table still shows a border. In this case, I check the page source. I notice at the beginning of the table that it still has a style class of wikitable. I simply remove the word wikitable. After changing back to visual editing mode, I can now see that the border is gone. Let's save the page. And here are our different tables. When you print the page as a PDF, you will find that any applied filters are not supported and that the table is displayed with its original filtering and sorting. If a table does not fit on a standard printer page, the table will be cut off. Then there are mobile devices. Too many columns don't work on mobile devices. If you have to or want to support mobile view, you can preview the effect in your browser. In Firefox or Chrome, for example, you can simulate mobile devices with the developer tools. Here you see a tablet view. And here a preview for a mobile phone. In desktop view, the page width can also vary. For example, if you change into full screen mode. Tables that are very long and have a large number of columns are difficult to read, because usually there is no easy way of freezing the header row on the page. If you have a complex table, you can attach it as a spreadsheet to the page. Simply drag the file to the designated area on the page. After confirming the upload dialog, click Post to add the attachment. As a side note, in BlueSpice, you can also take advantage of semantic MediaWiki. Here, tables are also a typical output format for collecting the results of a semantic query. These are the most typical use cases for tables. If you have a moment, go try it for yourself in our BlueSpice demo wiki.